Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are having kind of a spicy, long overdue video. We are going to be answering your guys's and just social media's assumptions about us as people, as Christians, as parents, as a young married couple. We got married at 19 and 22. We have been married for 2 years. We have a baby already. And as you can imagine, there are a lot of assumptions people make about us, and we usually aren't able to address each and every comment. So we thought we'd make a video kind of addressing some of the assumptions that people have about us.
I haven't even seen any of these yet, so I'm kind of interested to see what people think of us. It's really interesting because, I don't know, it gives like people form an opinion of you and don't even know you really on a super deep level. And so I'm really interested to see like what people said and what just random assumptions they have about us, and to like clear the air on whatever they assume. So.
Yeah, so you guys are gonna get an inside scoop into some things that we've never talked about before. And so let's start off with assumption number one. It says y'all didn't really plan on being social media influencers.
I mean,
I would say that's
accurate.
a correct assumption.
Yeah, you'd be accurate.
Yeah.
I think it was something that God just kind of made possible. It's so interesting. I think Julia kind of has a similar story, but like in 2019, I just posted because I love making videos and I just love creating. And I never thought it would ever become a ministry like it is. And it's been so cool to see just so many people be impacted by just content, whether it's funny or whether it's uplifting or whether it's a video like sitting down sharing what we're reading in the Bible. I just think it's been really cool that God has used it for so much more than we could have ever imagined. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another assumption that you guys had was you guys are trying to make your YouTube videos and Instagram all about your baby.
So I would say no right off the bat. I would say our YouTube, right when we had our baby, like right when we had Judah, we were so excited to share with everybody that he was entering into the world and share just like what a beautiful part of life he is with us. And then also take people along the journey of like what it looks like to be parents who are taking care of a newborn. And allow people to have insight in that, whether they don't have a child, or to help other parents feel seen in what they're going through having a newborn and having a child. I think actually we've done a very good job of not making everything that we post about him, although he is a very, very big part of our life. If we wanted, if we could, we would post about him all the time just because he's our greatest pride and joy. But we do think there's a responsibility that comes, with, being on the internet and not putting everything out there for everybody to see. And so I think we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, and that there was another assumption that someone had said that you guys are bad parents for posting Judah. And I think this is something that we've wrestled with, because I do think there are a lot of people who may view us or anybody who posts their children as bad parents, but this is where we are at and we can only answer for ourselves. Like, we want our content to be as organic as possible, and we do choose to share our baby. That may change down the road, I have no idea, but right now we share little glimpses. We definitely don't share everything, and we're comfortable with what we're doing right now, and we want to always honor and respect Judah, and we have a lot of boundaries in place when it comes to that. When we do post him, that's obviously something that in our culture and society right now is like an ever-changing, evolving question.
And I think too, like when you look at it and oh, you guys are bad parents for posting your child, this is the way I kind of look at it, is if everything we did ended up being about like just centered towards him and on him, I think there's a line you have to walk. But like, I think personally, like, this is what's happening in our everyday life, right? We're taking care of Judah, we're spending time with him. So I think bring you guys along our journey, right? Julia and I's journey with a newborn, while featuring him just a little bit and not in the majority of the videos, also gives you a realistic a look into life of like what it's, like I said, what it's like being a parent and having a newborn, 4-month-old, 5-month-old, that sort of thing. I think there's definitely a balance for us that we feel really heavily about, where it's like, we're not gonna make everything about him. We're gonna make it all about us and what we're learning with him, being new parents, that sort of thing. And so we really do make a good effort to, not have it all be about the baby and about Judah, but also, be able to share like where he's at and what he's learning and what he's doing, and being able to allow people to kind of, you know, be able to meet our family through the screen in the most responsible, best way we can possible. And I feel like we've done a really good job.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely something we take seriously, something we talk about all the time, how we can best protect him and things like that. And we've taken, you know, measures to do so. And so we're sharing what we feel comfortable right now. And yeah, not everybody's gonna agree with that, obviously, but.
Yeah, and some people will be like, no, you should never post your child online. And
that's okay.
To that, which is, you know, hey, that is totally okay.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Every family's different, so that's where we are at. And honestly, there were a lot of contrary assumptions. People sharing super nice things about our family. One person said that you guys are amazing parents who know what's best for their family. God bless you.
Aww.
Which I thought was really sweet. And I think that this is the perfect time to share with you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Bobbie. So as you guys know, and I've shared before, I absolutely love Bobbie. I actually found them before I even got pregnant. I was researching which formula would be the best option for our baby if we needed to give him formula. And I decided that the best formula for him would be Bobbie. Bobbie is the only mom-founded and mom-led formula company, and it is made right here in the USA, which was so important for me when picking out which formula would be best for him, because I wanted to know where it was being made and what ingredients it was being made out of. Obviously, when it comes to feeding your newborn, you never truly know how things are gonna go, and when we were in the hospital with Judah, he had some blood sugar issues that his pediatrician recommended that we needed to supplement with formula, and thankfully I had already researched and figured out which formula would be best for him, which was Bobbie. And I was super grateful I didn't have to give him something I wasn't familiar with. And we ended up supplementing with this until my milk came in and his blood sugar got back to where it needed to be. And we were just so grateful for Bobbie because it truly saved the day when we were in the hospital. And we used the organic whole milk formula until my milk fully came in. And right now we do primarily use breast milk, but we always have Bobbie as a backup in our pantry just in case we need it. If my milk supply drops, something happens to me, I'm on a trip or something and he needs to be fed, I know that he will have the best formula on hand for him. So like I said, we use the organic whole milk formula, but they actually have a quiz on their website that you can go and figure out which formula that they have will be best for you and your baby. So whether you're exclusively formula feeding, combo feeding, or just want Bobbie as a backup in your pantry, Bobbie is a fantastic option with fantastic ingredients. Bobbie supports every feeding journey with their simple, organic, high quality formulas that bring their best for your best. And when I found out that Bobbie was mom founded and mom led, it gave me so much peace of mind knowing that they're gonna have what's best in mind for their babies, so I can have my baby's best in mind when I give him Bobbie. Bobbie is founded by moms, backed by science, and trusted by over 500,000 parents, which gives me so much confidence when giving this to my baby because I know that it is trusted by so many other parents who are on this journey with me. So just like we needed Bobbie to step in when I was in the hospital, I'm always gonna keep this on hand just in case we ever need it. And whether you're exclusively formula feeding, combo feeding, or just want it as a backup in the pantry, Bobbie is a fantastic option for you and your baby. So to go check out Bobbie and take their formula quiz, you can click the link in the description below or click this QR code right here to find out which formula is best for you and your baby. So now let's get back to answering some assumptions about us. So we want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Bobbie for sponsoring today's video. We absolutely love Bobbie, recommend it to all our friends and recommend it to you as well. But okay, moving along to the third assumption. It says you guys stopped hanging out with friends a lot after having a kid.
I think like right away a little bit less, just because you're a couple different things. You're busy learning how to take care of a baby. You're recovering from having the baby, and also like we don't want to bring the baby out just because we didn't want him to get sick. We didn't want him to be, you know, his immune system to be compromised, anything like that. So I would say that's pretty accurate assumption, but now that he's 4 or 5 months, we've been hanging out with friends a lot more.
Yeah, we still talk to our friends on the phone and stuff, but yeah, we were pretty sheltered in the very beginning with like his immune system and things like that, especially because he was born like in the winter time. But yeah, no, I think obviously your priorities change when you become a parent. Like you have a child to take care of, and so you have a lot less time and you got to choose that time wisely. And like maybe time that you would spend with friends is now time you're spending with your kid, but obviously our friends are still very important to us. So, and moving on to the next assumption about us, it is that hate comments actually do get us down.
This one's a little bit of a hard one because I think at the beginning of doing social media, I took a lot of what people said to heart. I remember back in like 2020, like, and you always get hate comments. Nowadays, we really just don't even see them or give them the time of day. But I remember the first time I got a hate comment, I got like really in my head about like, oh, you know, am I supposed to be doing this? Am I doing this right? And two, like whenever I get a hate comment, I used to feel like I was doing something wrong. And so I think like personally, early on, I did get hate comments and it kind of got to me. But now, especially with what we do is, you know, posting Christian content, like remember what the Bible says, which is that if the world hates you, remember it hated me first. And so that's just Jesus basically saying like, if you're persecuted or hated for sharing your faith, remember that the world hated him first initially. And so I think that's the biggest thing that helps me when it comes to hate comments and bad comments, or, you know, assumptions that are completely inaccurate and not true. It's just knowing like there are gonna be people who are going to hate for no reason, and just knowing that most of the times too, it's not even a personal feeling towards somebody or something. It's just like the way that they feel and the way that they act. Those things come out of people's mouths, and knowing too that it's, you know, not like we don't fight against flesh and blood, but it's the powers and principalities and darkness of the world. And
yeah, and honestly, it's not even coming out of those people's mouths. Like, I bet you, like, most of the people commenting things like that would never actually say it to our face. Like, a lot of the times the comments are just, you know, people in their bedroom scrolling on video and just saying something, and usually it's not even directly at us.
Well, yeah, most of the time, I wouldn't even say it's directed at us. Like, it's like an anger towards God.
Yeah.
And so the people who follow God, like, people are just naturally angry at.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's sad and it's hard to like think about, and, you know, when you see these people who are upset at the Lord, it's sad to know that, you know, they would want to make that so clear, I think. And just because I know that there's so much redemption in following Jesus, and there's so much peace in following Jesus. And so I think that's the thing that continues to keep us going, though, is even like if we are reaching those people, like their life could be transformed as well. And so I think that's something that really keeps us going amidst the hate comments that we get, which isn't a ton.
Well,
the ones that we notice, like it's not a ton that we actually notice and sit on and dwell on.
Yeah, we just can't look at our comments.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more than we know, but
yeah,
that's how I'd answer that question.
We try not to let it get us down, and ultimately just pray for those people because they really need Jesus. Moving on to the next assumption, which is so funny, I think people ask us all the time. It's that we don't have real jobs. I mean, I can answer this one.
Okay. We
don't have structural 9 to 5 where we leave our house and we go to work every day. And I think this is becoming a lot
Currently we don't.
Currently. We used to.
Yes.
This is becoming a lot more common and understandable. I feel like back when we first started, people were like, what do you mean you make content? Like, what do you mean you use social media? Like, that wasn't really a thing. But now, like, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, things like that, like, I feel like it's becoming a little bit more normalized for it to be a job. It may not be considered a normal job, but we do not have like actual 9 to 5s outside of this. I think that's what most people want to do.
Like we don't have a 9 to 5 job that we go to, but like for example, like this is kind of the way I'll put it is we're always working for someone doing something. So like in 2020, like I was working and doing social media, but I was, you know, going and doing massage therapy, and Julia was working at Plato's Closet. And then we went and worked at a ministry like 12 hours, 9 to 12 hours a day. And then after that, I went to Austin, Texas, and I worked a job 5 days a week. And we still did social media during all of that. And to this day too, we even still do some work with other companies doing stuff for them. Even to this day, like social media, like yes, we do it full time, we make a bunch of content, but even to this day, social media like isn't if you guys want to call it a job, it's not our only job. Like there's still so many other things behind the scenes that you guys don't see that we do to work and earn an income and a living. And so, you know, there's a lot of other people who do social media as a full-time job, full-time income, which is great, but there's also like so many other things that we do, which I just think is personal. Like I don't have to put those things out there of like the different things that we do, but we feel called to share Jesus online, and we're so grateful that we have the ability to do that, and that you guys truly feel like you're growing closer to the Lord through the videos that we post and through what we feel like God's calling us to put out each and every single day. So that's how I would answer that question.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. I think a lot of people have wanted to know that and ask. So There you go.
Well,
I feel like
because-
we've never actually talked about that before.
Well, it's not super common for people to hear about. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you do social media. Like, what does that mean? What is that? And two, I don't even see it as doing social media either. I see it as like a ministry. Like, we are able to minister to people every single day, and I think it's a beautiful thing that God has opened the doors to do that.
Yeah. For
So.
real. It's such a blessing, and we absolutely love it. And then also for me, like, I'm a mom and I do all the mom things and things like that too.
Well, and two, I mean,
That
yeah,
is
like
a
Julia,
job.
Julia said too, she does music. I mean, there's just so many other things that are, deeper and deeper than, which, what's your occupation? Like,
Like, I don't really know.
We do so many different things for so many different people, and we love what we do. And
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to put it. And at the end of the day, everything that we do is for the Lord. And so I think that it's a really cool place to be able to operate in when you're able to do what you enjoy doing and do it for a purpose that's bigger than yourself.
Right.
So.
All right, y'all. And the final assumption about us is that we are disappointed that we cannot have kids closer together.
Initially, yeah, I think so. Like,
Yeah.
initially, I think I was sad that we have to wait longer than what we wanted to wait. Because we've always wanted kids, like, closer in age. So Julia didn't have any siblings. I have a brother and a sister, and we're all, like, 2 years apart. Like, not even 2 years, like, even closer. And I think having that such a close age gap was really, really fun just because it made us all so much closer. It felt like we were kind of going through similar seasons of life at similar times.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, like having to wait like at least 2 years was kind of like sad for me, I guess, a little bit. But again, it's more for Julia's safety and the baby's safety. And so when it comes to that, it's like, I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. It's no longer about what I want, but about what's best.
Right.
So.
And another assumption, just kind of like piggybacking off of that, was somebody said that I am worried, like afraid to give birth again. And I go back and forth. Like, I actually had like a bad dream about it last night. And like, it was very traumatizing what I went through. But because I know how much I love Judah, like, I would do it again and again. And I know that I'm gonna love our future kids just as much as I love him. And so, yes, it's gonna probably be a little bit scary for me to like hop on that table and let them cut me open because, I don't really have an option. I know people have their opinion, but like, I'm not really probably a candidate for a VBAC, and that's okay. But yeah, it's gonna be scary, but I'm not allowing that to stop me from having more kids because, I want more kids, obviously. So we'll keep you guys in the loop. It's not gonna be for a little while.
Yeah.
People keep asking, they're like, are you pregnant? I'm like, no, I have a 5-month-old baby. Like, I hope I'm not pregnant because that would be crazy.
That would be
But
crazy.
yeah, we're excited to grow our family one day, and that's gonna be such a blessing. So anyways, those are just a few of the assumptions that people have had about us. We know that you guys love us, and we are
Most of the assumptions that you guys left us, like 90% were like, I have no assumptions, we love you guys. Like, and that was so comforting and like cool to see too. Like, it makes us very happy to see that we're serving you guys and coming to you guys in a way that you guys, there's not, like, you just speak highly of us. And I really appreciate that because I feel like I've dwelled on the negative for so long in the past. It's really, really cool to see people just like appreciate, and don't get us wrong, like, we do have our flaws. We're not perfect people, but it's cool to see like people having assumptions about us that I feel like actually align, where it's like,
and it's encouraging.
yeah, it's very encouraging. And to see some of the nice comments, they weren't even nice assumptions. I mean, some were nice assumptions, but some were just nice comments. Like, I assume you're a great Christian family who loves your children. It's like, yes, like that is what we strive for each and every single day. And so it was comforting and amazing to see you guys always just being so kind and supportive in that. So anyways,
we love you guys so much. We're so thankful for all of your love and support. Do not forget to go check out Bobby in the description below, and we will see you guys in the next one.
love y'all.
Bye.